up. Get ready. It's going to be a very, very intense journey.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Frameskip, a video game podcast. This is episode 167. I am your host this week. You drew the short straw, so you're stuck with me. But thankfully, I'm not stuck with me. Joining me, we've got Austin from the South, the man who puts the hot in Hotlanta. How we doing, Austin?
What's going on, George? I'm doing great. It's a Sunday, which is very abnormal, so it's a fun recording day here.
Yeah, we might have to pivot our recording days. I love a good weekend podcast. I want to engage in conversation, but I left someone out in the cold. I'm so sorry. The man who puts the coach into all of our lives, teaches us, humbles us, respects us, loves us, helps us grow. We've got Kyle, the coach Newman. How you doing, Coach?
Cheers. Good. I'm 22 hours into a 24-hour fast.
Ooh.
How we feeling?
Pretty good. I've been doing 36, but for this month, for the month of August, I'm going to be doing on Sundays 24.
Nice.
Very
Just
nice.
trying to get my mind and my body right for when I'm back in that crazy place called the United States.
Sure. I have been smoking less. I've been doing a lot of these Nicorette lozenges that I grabbed at Walmart. They're cherry flavored. They're pretty good. I played tennis today for like 45 minutes, and like I thought I was like actually going to have a heart attack. So I'm like, okay, yeah, like you really got to cut back smoking, man. Like you love tennis. Don't die on the tennis court. That's not any way to go. But we're recording on Sunday. There's been some work schedule issues, some work schedule changes. People are doing things that they didn't think they'd be doing. So instead of our irregular Tuesday night recordings, we're going to try to do a little bit more stability with a Sunday recording.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about audio podcasts, you can listen to them whenever you want.
Yeah, and it's actually good you bring this up, George, because I wanted to say too that frankly, I'm not probably going to have time to fix this week, but the outro of the show mentions how we are live on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whatever. Obviously not going to be the case anymore. So just ignore that if you, for some reason, listen to the very end of the show.
If you want someone to be mad at me. I picked up a new pub trivia hosting gig on Tuesdays, and I like it because it gets me into town during the week, which is a little less crowded, and also it pays me cash money. So I'm sorry that I sold out the podcast for a quick buck.
Well, I was going to say it's technically your fault for the next 3 weeks, but then after that point, it's both of our faults because I'm moving to overnights on Monday through Friday. So
I was ready to fall on the sword for the entire pod. I didn't want to throw you under that big beautiful bus.
Yeah, no. So I know people obviously have bared with us kind of as we've been intermittent the past year, but it'll kind of continue. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, George.
Before we move on, I have a question for Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on my FYP on my For You page on TikTok, I get a lot of videos of people roller skating in Atlanta. It's adults, it's not kids, and they are just moving and grooving. Have you been to that roller rink? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Because it's in Atlanta. There's this real popular roller skate rink.
So it's like an indoor roller
Yeah.
skating? No,
Yeah, it was in the 70s.
No,
oh my gosh.
Sadly, I have sad news to report, which is I've never roller skated in my life. So I don't know how to do that.
So this is Gen X, right? This is what happened with us. So parents would drop us off Friday nights, Saturday nights with maybe $2 or $3. And they'd pick us up 4 hours later, and we just hang out at the roller skate rink. And that was our social time, and it was a blast. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it's really cool because that was supplanted in the 80s by the shopping mall, which I feel like kind of broke people, because it's you pay to get into a roller skating rink, but it was a social venue, whereas the mall is a capitalist venue, where it's the only value there is what you can buy, but if you're a kid, you don't have any fucking money to really buy stuff, So that's sad. But I have a 24-year-old friend named Hannah who I work with at the pub trivia bar, and that's her favorite thing in the world is going to like roller parks and just like skating. And she is devastated that there isn't one. Like the closest one is like an hour and a half away, and even then it's like only open like once every 3 weeks or whatever. And so like I think it is like slowly coming back, at least like in mind share of kids, and just being like a cool thing that like they don't understand why we gave it up, why we lost it.
So there is, Coach, to your point, there's a major trail system in Atlanta called the Atlanta Beltline, and it's like a 19-mile trail that goes around the center of downtown Atlanta. It's not fully complete yet, but when it's done, it'll be like a giant circle around downtown Atlanta. And a lot of people I do know take out their roller skates or roller blades or whatever and go skating just down the Beltline. Like they'll just go skating on the trail for miles. So
Yeah.
That is a pretty big thing to do here, but I'm not exactly sure what rink it is. You'll have to send it to me next time.
I will. Next time I get it, I'll send it to you guys.
So but I know there's one, the county I live in, there was one actually that just closed like this week that had been around for like 50 years and was like a huge thing here. And I know a lot of people are upset that it closed. So
yeah. That's too bad, man. Austin, all due respect to you, I've heard Coach's voice in a really long time, so I want to pivot to him first. Yeah. Coach, what have you been playing lately, man? Or before we even get into what have you been playing lately, you haven't shared your thoughts on Switch 2.
Check this out, man. Check that out.
Oh, hell yeah. It's Emerald or Leaf Green? It's a little blurry.
Yeah, I know. It's Emerald. I was debating on it, and I just went for it. I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. So, yeah, I picked up Emerald.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so since I talked to you guys last, I really went deep into Violet, Pokemon Violet. And I hit the end credit scene or the end credits. And now I am just having a blast, just training up Pokemon for raids. I'm doing 5-star raids. I don't want to do 6 just yet. So there's just one little battle I need to do, and then I'll be able to do 6-star. But I know a lot of people had issues with the last Pokemon Presents, and there wasn't a lot of information put out. But to me, what was put out was for the next 6 more weeks, basically, every 2 weeks, there's going to be 3 new shinies to catch, and there's going to be a shiny event raid. And so if there's over 1 million defeats, like if, for the raid, then everyone's going to get that shiny. So I think it was Wochi, or I don't want to. There's 4 of them that are that you go through the game. It has that little the chains around the door, basically. But you can get the and you know those stakes, the different colored stakes that you can get that you can pick up. Yeah. So that's how you unlock those. But those are shiny locked. However, these raids, they're all shiny. So I've really learned a lot on how to build for raids, and how to set up, like, what's the best offense, like what's the best offense, what's the best defense, and then just mix and match, and then just practice. And so I host raids in mine. I'll go to other people's raids. So it's been a blast just messing with that. I'm close. I'm nearing 100 hours on Violet. Yes, George.
Damn. Can I interrupt? I never got into endgame content of any Switch-based Pokemon. Like the ones I spent the most time with were Hey You, Pikachu, or sorry, what's new? What's up, Pikachu?
Let's go.
Let's go. Thank fuck. Yeah, let's go, Pikachu. That was like when I like easily spent the most time with Believe It or Not, despite forgetting the name of it. But like, can you just walk me through what a raid is and what the point and goal is?
So a raid is just like you get 4 people and they just go up against like a Godzilla type Pokemon where it's just badass. And it's different levels. You got 1 star, which is early game, but it goes up to, I guess they've had 7 stars. Like they had a 7-star Charizard. So you just have to strategically build your Pokemon, but then you guys have to work as a team. So that's the fun part. But it's like these dens that you go in and there it is, and it's overpowered, it's OP, but you work together as a group to take it down. and you just get some really cool drops, like the Herba Mysticas. That's what you want to get, are the Herba Mysticas, and you get those in 5 and 6 star raids.
Okay.
Yeah. If you ever did like the raids in Pokemon Go, George, they're pretty similar. Where like at the end you'll get the chance to like catch the Pokemon or whatever. But there is a lot more strategy to them. Like when you get to, what's the maximum, Coach? Is it 7 star?
Well, they had that 7-star Charizard, but usually it's 5 and 6. That's what.
Yeah, those 5 and 6 I don't think are too bad, but I have done a few of those 7 stars when the game first dropped, and like you have to have 4 people that you're communicating with to beat those things. Those 5 and 6 I think you can mostly do with random players, but like the 7-star are legitimately extremely difficult.
Difficult. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about Pokemon. I mean, like, I don't give a shit about battling in Pokemon at all. Like, my favorite aspect is easily like the collecting part, and just like filling in my stamp collection, basically. Like that's what I like. And it sounds like, Coach, is raiding and battling, is that your favorite part of the series?
Yes, definitely, by far. And I will say the DLC is really good too. Like, don't pass on the DLC, because you know how what's Seth's game that he
Trails of Cold Steel.
Witcher 3, right? Remember how they had those huge DLC drops like that are almost like games, 20-30 hours. Same thing with the 2 DLC packs for Scarlet and Violet. Really good. You unlock all the legendaries, so you could go out and get all the legendaries. So
Coach, it's so funny you bring that up, because I was waiting to insert this into this conversation. Seth, our 4th compadre, is watching in our chat. I know he's at work right now. What's going on, Seth? He says the toughest Pokemon endgame content is suffering through the Scarlet and Violet expansions.
I'm having fun with them, but I'm very different as far as I don't. Yeah, it's good. It's fun. It's just like it feeds my OCD. I don't know what it is, but it just feeds that, and I could just lose hours. Like, wake up early before I work out at 4:30, play for an hour, go work. Just like squeezing an hour here, hour there, and just man, just really going deep with it. So.
Nice.
That's great, man. I'm glad you're enjoying it so much. Austin, what's been the biggest game on your plate recently?
Been playing a few different things. It's really 3 main games I've been playing. I started Donkey Kong Bonanza since we last recorded or streamed, whenever that was, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I honestly haven't played a ton of it. I've played maybe 7 or 8 hours, and I do like it a lot, but I don't necessarily love it like all the rest of the internet seems to. I feel like kind of Mario Odyssey all over again for me, because I had the same reaction when Odyssey dropped. I really enjoyed the game, but I didn't think it was the best Mario game ever made, like was kind of going around. I definitely don't think DK Bonanza is the best like Nintendo platformer, as some have been saying. I mean, I think it's good, and I do think it's worth playing, but for me, I'm struggling to kind of come to terms with the fact that like the vast majority of the game is just kind of going around hoping you can find bananas by like punching through the ground and stuff. There's more to it than that, and I am oversimplifying it, but a lot of it's just kind of searching areas, which I'm not a big fan of. So I wish it was more platformer and less open world-esque. I don't really need an open world Donkey Kong game. So
is this the Breath of the Wildification of the Donkey Kong series at this point?
I think so, because there's RPG elements too.
Well, just like that game was beloved and successful, and like I think that makes sense for Zelda. That's not like I would rather, like, please God, just re-release like Twilight Princess or something. Like I want a more guided Zelda experience, but like there's no denying the impact that Breath of the Wild had on the Switch and gamers at large. And so like then you see Odyssey, which is taking a lot from Breath of the Wild, and then you see like the new Pokemon game. And granted, there were several Pokemon games before, so like I know it wasn't like a direct correlation, and that's not even causation, but like eventually Pokemon caught up with Scarlet and Violet to this feels more Breath of the Wild-y, and it looks like this is just coming to Donkey Kong. I didn't mean it pejoratively. Not my favorite game, but I know it's a well-loved game and changed lives everywhere.
When do you guys think we're going to get the next 3D Zelda? Do you think it's going to be 7 years? You think that's going to be the life cycle now, or we gonna get this shit together in like maybe 3-4 years in between games? But
I'm curious what they're going to do, man, because gosh, it took 7 years and the game was for the most part like the same game as Breath of the Wild. Like there were additions, of course, but it took so long to make Tears of the Kingdom after Breath of the Wild. If they're completely changing the game and doing another open world, I mean, my God, how long is this going to take?
They announced Tears of the Kingdom relatively soon after Breath of the Wild 2, and like I was really excited because I thought it was like going to be Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, where it's just like, holy shit, like we get a Zelda game in like a year and a half. That's incredible. And then no, it took. I mean, pandemic happened, so like I get why there was delays and all that, but I wonder too, just because like Breath of the Wild was, pardon the pun, but like a breath of fresh air for the series, which had been kind of stagnant because it had been relatively similar for so long. But now we've got Tears of the Kingdom back to back with Breath of the Wild, that like all of a sudden a guided Zelda game is the new thing because we've been doing this open world. So like I'm excited to see what they do next, if they decide to do something a bit more traditional with Zelda, or if they just do something like a remaster of like Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like
I think it would be cool. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm in the minority on this.
Minish Cap would be sick.
I know we've had these remakes like Link's Awakening and whatnot, and we've had others in the past. But I think it would actually be kind of cool to return to like the classic 3D formula, but take an original 2D game and convert it to that, if that makes sense. Like it would be interesting to see what they could do with A Link to the Past, but convert it to a 3D formula, if that makes sense. Like nobody's ever really talking about that idea. I think that would be an interesting way to still remake a game in a way, but
like Dragon Quest 2 HD style almost, but you said like more 3D action game. That'd be sick to explore old Hyrule like that, and also like, man, that'd be a cheap ass game for them to make.
Exactly,
and I think gamers would be like, holy shit, we got like a 10-hour Zelda game. That's awesome,
Well, I was hoping, because I know majority of Nintendo fans want Ocarina of Time remake, but we already got that on the 3DS, and I'm fine with that. But why don't we do a scenario where Ganon defeats Link? Let's look at that in Hyrule. Let's look and see that. Or what happens if Link defeats Ganon and then Zelda sends him back, but something happens and he goes somewhere else or something like that. Like, keep it in that Ocarina of Time, but don't remake Ocarina of Time. Like, no.
We have Ocarina of Time at home. Yeah.
We don't need it again. I agree with that.
What would be really sick would be Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, if they figured out a way to get rid of some of the DS-ification of those games. And because like I do think there's a lot to like there, and it has like the Wind Waker art style, which is gorgeous, and like those games were fun, but it was just the gimmicks got a little tired, and there's just no way you can't just like re-release that game. Like you have to put a lot of serious thought. I know they tried to do that with Skyward Sword. I didn't love the Switch port of Skyward Sword, even though they included like analog controls for like the directional sword slicing. I thought they kind of fucked it up, made it kind of not fun. And then I tried to do like Wii motion controls with my Joy-Cons, and like that didn't work, just like it didn't work 15 years ago. So I am interested, but like leave it in the oven, like let it bake a little bit before you release that. But those are two games I would love to revisit, especially like they are starting to shoot up in value a little bit. I think DS games, much like PS3 and 360 games, are starting to creep up in price, just because like finally that era of people's childhood, they're having a little bit more spending money. So
man, the DS is a great system to collect for too. That's like, of every quote unquote retro system, that's still hard for me to say that DS, I guess, would be considered retro at this point, but that's probably one of the easier ones to collect for, because price wise a lot of those games are still really affordable, but as you mentioned, they are starting to shoot up. I bought Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass like a few years ago, and I think since then they've both climbed like 15 or $20. So
I think you can get Diamond and Pearl relatively cheap, but the other ones, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and
Black
Platinum.
and White.
Jesus Christ,
Black and White are
I got both white
ridiculous.
and white 2 when they were still pretty cheap, so I'm counting my blessings on that one.
That system has so many good games, though.
Yeah.
So many good games.
Plus, this is like an underrated thing, but like the cases are just nice. You know, like
man.
it's really sturdy
Yeah.
plastic in a way that like plastic today on game cases really thin. Like the Switch still does a good job of like I think product with integrity, but like PlayStation 5 cases, like you can press them in. Like these DS cases are built, and like the art direction on the side just like looks really nice, and like they're smaller, so like you can have more of them. Like there's just like a lot working for it. Kind of wish they would do that with Switch games, like make them with smaller cases again, but whatever.
So if anybody out there can get a hold of a DSi XL, that is, besides emulation, right? That's the best way to play it handheld is that XL because it doesn't mess with the resolution, right? Like if you were to play it on a 3DS, okay, it's still gonna look good, right? But I think you could still see issues if you really look, right?
You can. Yeah, the 3DS, if you play a DS game on 3DS, it looks off, and it's something to do with the resolution of the 3DS screens. So very, very strange if you compare the two. But
also the DS, like the DS Lite in particular, I think I ended up buying a DSi XL, but I didn't spend significant time with it. That's like one of the best design pieces of hardware, I think.
Which
for
one, the
gaming.
Lite?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
I had the white Lite. I bought it off a friend who wanted to upgrade to a DSi, and so I just gave him what GameStop would have given him, which was like nothing, you know. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'll buy a DS Lite for $100. Like that's perfect. And then we both bought Pokemon Platinum the day it came out, and then we just played Pokemon all freshman year of college. It was great. It was awesome.
The D-pad for the GBA for the Game Boy Advance games is like so perfect.
yeah.
Like playing Metroid Fusion on that was like on the Lite is just
feels right. Yeah.
Fucking 10 out of 10. Yeah.
The Lite is so good. One of my biggest regrets is still, I don't even know what I traded it for or sold it for, but I had the Phantom Hourglass DS Lite that's gold and had like the Triforce on it, and I traded it in or sold it or something.
Bro.
So
party foul. Foul.
Yeah.
This is a good PSA moment. I know if we have younger listeners, I understand money's tight. I get that. Don't sell anything you don't reasonably think you could get back again.
Yeah.
You know, so like if you have just like a standard stock PS3 Slim, there's lots of those. There's 85 million of those. You could realistically get that one back. If you were to have a special edition PlayStation 3 or 360 or whatever, like think twice before getting rid of it because you will eventually want it back someday.
Yeah.
Like I've got the Hyrule, I think. No, I thought I had the Hyrule like Nintendo Wii U, but I did.
Oh, I have that.
But I did buy
I have that.
Okay.
The Wind
Yes,
Waker
but
one.
like I did buy that one. Okay. Yeah, like I can't get rid of that, man. Like I'm never going to find it again.
Yeah. No, there's so much I regret selling. Maybe that's a topic for some other time, but
Oh yeah, that's a good topic.
yeah, there's just so much that I regret selling. Seth says, younger listeners, you can sell it to me and I'll take care of it and I'll give you GameStop trade-in price for cash.
That's pretty solid. Yeah, just treat Seth like a pawn
Seth
shop.
bucks.
That would be great.
He's gonna give him Seth bucks.
Yeah, Monopoly money.
With Seth's picture on there.
So to continue though,
Ask Seth how his dog is.
Seth, how's your dog? Coach
There
wants
you
to
go.
know.
Oh yeah, he had that
Because
injury.
you're
to
the only
window.
mic that will talk to him.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So
Well, he had the injury, went through the window. I think he's better now. I think we talked to
Okay.
Seth.
I think
since
so. But yeah, so DK Bonanza, I played a little bit of. I think it's worth buying if you've got a Switch 2. I mean, I do think it's really good. I need to spend more time with it before I give like a final decision on how I feel about the game. But the other two games I've been playing are one is Battlefield 1. I started playing that again this past week because of the Battlefield 6 reveal, well, full reveal, I should say, which I'm sure we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. But God, man, I love Battlefield 1 so much. There are so many people still playing on PC. The server browser is still very active and filled with maxed out Conquest servers, which is like the only mode that I've really ever played because it's so perfect. But gosh, that game is stellar. The sound design is incredible. I don't understand how they made those guns sound so good.
And like Operations is like the big game mode for Battlefield 1. It's so good. Yeah.
I haven't tried Operations yet. I'm sure people are still playing it, but I did want to try that out. So at some point this week,
It was
definitely will.
sick. It was like a tug of war where like you had a giant battlefield and you just had to progress through the battlefield and they could retake territory. So like it was like an hour and a half long mode if like you didn't just steamroll them or get steamrolled immediately, which absolutely happened. You know, you just get caught on the wrong foot and you're fucked. But
I adore that game though. That it's definitely, I mean, objectively the last good Battlefield game, and they like knocked it out of the park with that game. I think it's among the best. It's probably my favorite just from a quality standpoint. I think from a nostalgia standpoint, I actually still really love 3 in particular. But from an overall quality, I think you would be really hard pressed to find a game better than 1, in my opinion. So
I'd probably agree with that. Like the graphics are obviously insane on something like Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042. I actually spent quite a bit of time with and really enjoyed. But like we were talking before we started recording, like they didn't have a scoreboard the first year in that game. Like they fucked up a lot, you know. And like Battlefield Portal was really sick, just the way it like let you play so many modes from so many previous games. But no, Battlefield 1 is just special, and I love the campaign because it's like 6 different stories that are like 45 minutes each, and it's just like, here's the tank level, so if you want to play tanks, like just play this level. If you want planes, just play this. Like it was great.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. So I've been playing that some, and then finally Andie and I started playing. I was looking for a good kind of chill co-op game for us to play. We tried playing Minecraft, and like I just every time I've tried playing Minecraft throughout the years, it just doesn't work for me. I'll play it for like an hour, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't like this game. So
I'm not very good with unstructured fun.
No. You know? So what we ended up choosing was a PC game that's been out for like 10 years, and I've always wanted to play it. It's called Astroneer. Have you heard of this game, either of you?
No.
So it's like a base building game and like a resource management game, but it's got this cute little art style, and you're just on this foreign planet in space, and you're playing as these little astronauts. And you go out collecting resources, and then you use those resources to build like solar cells and wind electrical generators and batteries and 3D printers and all this stuff. It's just a really fun little game. And then eventually you can build a spaceship so you can go to other planets and get resources there. And I've been playing a ton of it with Andie. We've really been enjoying it. So I really, really recommend that game. I know I'm very late to the party because that was a really big PC game when it dropped. I think it was 2015. But it, at least to the point that we're at, has no enemies or anything like that. So there's no fighting, which I love. It's just a casual, like, go find resources and build your base up and explore and that sort of thing. So I'm really enjoying playing that. So that's it for me, I think.
Very cool. I haven't been playing too much. Still knees deep in that trophy war with my buddy Colin. The TMNT Cowabunga collection is a super fun arcade collection of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games, and like that is also like a relatively easy platinum. So I've been burning through that. I think I've just got like 2 more games, like Game Boy fighting games, I think, to beat for that platinum. Me and Colin have also called like a little truce, and we've been playing It Takes Two together. Nice. Which is a game is 5-6 years old now, and it still plays so well. And I think it's slowly convincing my buddy that he needs to pick up whatever the new one was that came out this year that I got like halfway through.
Fiction?
Yeah, Split Fiction. Thank you. And I got halfway through with my friend Marty, and then never finished it. Unfortunately, just life got in the way. So I'm looking forward to starting that up again. The main game I've been playing is Mass Effect 3 because I never played any of the DLC for it, and so I am halfway through Leviathan, which is like one of the first missions you can do once the game really opens up, like an hour or 2 in. And man, it's just so cool. It's like finding out that there's like, you know, you have a favorite TV show and you're like, wait, there was like a Christmas special that I missed. And then like going back and just revisiting, you know, everyone in their prime, just doing their best. And yeah, man, it's super fun. I wanted to start DK. I have it. I haven't started it yet because we just got a brand new 77-inch OLED TV. And I wanted to wait until we got the TV before I fired that bad boy up. Tonight is SummerSlam Night 2. and it should, in theory, end around 10 o'clock. And if that's the case, I've got 2 to 3 hours dedicated to Donkey Kong Bonanza tonight. And haven't really watched anything. Fantastic Four and Superman. I don't know if we talked about those. We can talk about those in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've been reading a lot of comics because Shortbox Summary is back on a semi-regular basis now. So I've just been reading so many books to talk about Wolverine and what he was up to back in 2006.
Yeah. That's actually good you brought up Fantastic Four and Superman, because I don't think we've talked about either of those on a podcast, so
No.
It would be good to talk about those. I've only seen Fantastic Four. I have not seen Superman. So, and I think, Coach, you're the reverse of me, right? You've only seen Superman,
Right.
So, what from Superman's standpoint, what did you two think of that movie? I know Coach has an interesting opinion.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it felt a lot like you haven't read a comic book in a minute, so you go to the store and you just pick up whatever's on the shelf that month. I thought they did a really good job of making the DC universe feel big and really well populated and like really interesting with all the characters who did appear. I'm super bummed because one of the villains in the movie is this character named the Engineer, and I was really excited because James Gunn announced there's going to be a movie called The Authority, which is one of my favorite comic books of all time. Like, I think that book changed comics when it was coming out in like 1999 and 2000, and now I'm hearing that movie is quietly canceled. So I'm like, why the fuck was this The Engineer then? Like, this would have made more sense for Metallo or whatever. I don't think that's like a unique opinion, but I really liked it. Fantastic Four, I thought, kind of blew it out of the water, and apparently I am in the most extreme minority of thinking that way, according to the internet. So, Coach, how about you? I wanna
Okay,
hear this
so
take.
my opinions are 99% vastly different from everybody else, right?
Sure.
Especially when it comes to Star Wars. However, the Superman that I enjoy watching is the animated New 52 Superman, right? And also even before that, the stuff that Bruce Timm did with the Superman animated series, all that stuff, right?
Incredible.
And then Man of Steel. I really like that version of Superman. The one that we have now just seemed like a whiny little prick. You know, like, ow, 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 you know, that whole opening scene, and I'm like, come on, bro. Like, this is what we're doing with Superman? Like, Soups is badass. So, and then the whole scene with Lois, that was like an annoying scene. But yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. So, but yeah.
The scene with him and Lois, that takes place in like the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, maybe.
Yeah.
But like in the trailer, I was like, that scene made me like not want to see the movie, because I'm just like, why is he behaving like this? And then you see the scene in context, and I didn't think the scene in context was nearly as bad as it was presented in the trailer. And then like it does this amazing thing by the end of the movie where it's like, it made Superman seem like he was like a dumb idiot in that scene. And then by the end of the movie, it was kind of like he flipped it and made everyone else seem like a dumb idiot. Like, I thought that was really smart and interesting. I get your sense that Superman is like a badass. I personally hate that take on Superman. Like, New 52 made me stop reading comics for like 5 years, you know?
Interesting.
And Man of Steel made me so not excited about DC movies for 5 years. And like, my favorite thing about Superman, when I think I said this before on the pod, but like when I was a kid, the coolest thing in the world was Batman brooding in the rain on top of a statue, just like, I am vengeance, I am the night. And I thought Superman was just lame as shit. And now it's like, my favorite thing is like when Superman gives someone a second chance. Like, that to me is like the badass moment now, where I'm just like, fuck, he like always has to believe in the good in people.
Mhm.
And like, that is what I want from a superhero these days. And I thought this did a really good job of bringing that version of Superman to screen. Not to say that Man of Steel is wrong, not to say that New 52 is wrong. These are infinite characters with infinite possibilities for an infinite amount of people. Like, there's obviously there's enjoyable stuff there, but that's just not what I'm looking for. And I was really pleased with what this Superman movie gave me. But then I saw Fantastic Four 2 weeks later and absolutely loved it. And again, like, fucking apparently no one else did. So I don't know what to do.
But
Like
I heard
maybe
good things about it though.
oh, it's super good. But then like everyone like this, we got to stop doing box office fucking manage. Like what? Why do you care if a billion-dollar company
Right.
makes less money the second week of movies out? Like why do you
Yeah.
personally give a shit? Like that's fucking weird, you know?
And that's the same thing with the console wars too. Like, why do you give a shit, right? And I have a good friend that's all he cares about. Is it making money and all this stuff? I'm like, bro, that's
enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Thunderbolts. Like everyone was talking about,
Bro, I love that movie.
Thunderbolts made not a whole lot at the box office, which sucks, but damn, that movie is good. Like that is a top movie for a top Marvel movie for me. So, but I agree with you, George. Fantastic Four. I don't know. I know I'm biased because I've always been like the Fantastic Four kid. That was what I was interested in when I was growing up. But they just nailed everything I could have ever asked for. Like it was so comic accurate. The way those characters were represented and the relationship they had, and Galactus, like it all worked. So I don't know.
My favorite part too is like, I don't think real people were upset that like the Silver Surfer was a chick. Like I don't think like rational people were upset that Silver Surfer was a chick. I think irrational people were upset, and like they're irrational. You shouldn't give a fuck what they think anyway, because like they're weird people who care about weird things. And then as soon as the movie came out, like I thought that character was fucking rad. Pardon the pun of Norrin Rad there. But no, like them surfing the accretion disk of a fucking black hole. I'm like, this is sick. Like this should be a fucking like metal album cover. Like this is so cool.
Well, and you're onto something too that I just wanted to bring up as well, is that, you know, there's been a lot of complaints, I'd say since COVID, about the CGI in the Marvel films. Like look at Black Widow specifically. I know that was mid-COVID, so that was a very specific scenario, but
Quantumania was like
Quantumania was pretty bad too. But this movie legitimately had some of the best CGI I think I've seen in years. Like there was just incredible stuff there, except for the baby. For some reason, the baby at times
the baby looked weird
when Ben was
and like honestly like the worst looking parts of the movie was just like, oh, Johnny's hair doesn't look real, you know, like it doesn't look like it fits him, and it's like, that's whatever. That's like them being comic book accurate. I'm currently wearing a shirt for the Last Comic Shop podcast, which is a comic book show that I like and frequently guest on. They had an episode where they reviewed the Fantastic Four that I like disagreed with, and then they actually just did I think they call it Shop Talk, which is like an impromptu, like late night recording where we just like catch up because I'm not on every episode. And this gives them a chance to talk about more current things because they're very professional and very organized. So like they record an episode that airs, 6 weeks out because they're just on top of their shit. And so we talk about that. So if you want a more in-depth, more spoilery conversation with people who have seen all of Fantastic Four and Superman, we discuss both of them. Look at Shop Talk, the latest episode of Last Comic Shop podcast. All right, I think that's everything like for catch up for us. So like let's jump into some big topics. Austin, I know we mentioned the Battlefield already. I don't give a shit about that because we haven't had Coach on to talk about Switch 2. Mm-hmm. So Coach, what are your thoughts on Switch 2?
Okay, so where to start, right? Okay, so let's talk about the system itself. My thoughts on the system itself, and I think it's perfect. It's the perfect next system for the Switch, right? And I think they knocked it out of the park. It is what it was supposed to be. And they listened to the fans. They listened to the fans, wanted 4K, but I think we're going to get more 2K stuff, right? Which I'm fine. And we're getting 60 frames per second, hopefully, right? As more games are released. I know there's a big issue right now. Remember, we're only 2 months out.
Yeah.
Right? With third-party support. But that will happen. That will take time. We'll get a Fire Emblem here soon. We'll start getting, Fire Emblem's not third party, but we'll start getting those titles. And we just had the showcase, right? So we're gonna be getting a lot of RPGs in the next 6 to 12 months, right?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that they haven't announced more Switch 1 games with Switch 2 updates. Like they have the initial ones, right? Like your Pokemons, your Marios. There's 2 Mario games that are getting that. So you have that, of course, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but it's been kind of quiet since then. So whenever the next direct is, I mean, we don't know, but whenever that is, hopefully it will be a common occurrence to release or to announce games that will be getting the Switch 2 performance.
Yeah.
But of course, the big issue right now is the game key card, right?
Yeah.
That just didn't. And I don't think it's Nintendo's fault. I don't think it's the third parties, the publisher's fault. I just think that the technology is new, right? That's a new SD card, correct?
It's
so maybe
much, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe there isn't a 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 gig card available yet, but in time it will be. So that will be something in time that we'll see. But people are like, they're still freaking out about it. Like, I get it, but
I just think it's clunky. Like, I haven't tried to do this yet just because, like, I haven't had time really to play Switch this summer because I did start Shortbox Summary backup, so that's been a lot of my free time. But, like, man, I considered, like, I have certain games I play on my Switch Lite. I have certain games I played on my original Switch, and I got games I want to play on my Switch too. And so, like, I don't know, like, do I need to transfer it from Switch Lite to Switch 1 to transfer it to my Switch 2? Can I transfer it directly from my Switch Lite, which is not my primary Switch because I consider that like a handheld? But, like, my Fire Emblem Three Houses save is on my Switch Lite. So I'm like, how the fuck do I get this off and play this on my Switch 2? You know, like, it's just, it feels unnecessarily complicated in a way that, like, I feel like PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live figured out with cloud gaming and passing a save between systems 10 years ago, you know? And you're right, this is new technology, so I'm trying to give them grace, trying to give them benefit of the doubt, understanding. But, like, fuck, man, this is clunky shit right out the gate, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So my only issue is this. Okay, so let's talk about Square for a second, okay?
Please.
So they just announced that Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake is getting a performance patch free, right? What's the Final Fantasy Tactics is getting, it's provided, like, if you buy the Switch 1 cart, you get a free Switch 2 update, right?
Mhm.
However, for Dragon Quest 1 and 2, that comes out at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, they're not giving that performance update, which I don't understand. Like, why are you doing it for some of your games? And for Dragon Quest 1 and 2, you're not doing that. So if you get the Switch 1 version, then you're going to play at 30 frames per second, and maybe it doesn't look as clearly, but is it going to matter, really, right? And then, so you either go the Switch 2 version, you either get the digital version, or if you want the cart, the game key card.
Yeah.
So I just wish that it was across the board that developers will provide that, so you can still get, for those that want to get or physical, can still buy a Switch 1 game and go the upgrade path. That's too easy. So why not throw a bone to the gamers?
It's been all over the place so far. I think the very first example of this was Sonic Generations, the remaster.
Yeah.
Because to get the Switch 2 upgrades, there was no upgrade path. So if you bought the Switch 1 version when that came out, like last fall, I think it was, the only way to get the Switch 2 upgrades was to buy it a second time for Switch 2, which is ridiculous. But what the system really needs, and, like, I know we don't really talk about it anymore because Xbox as a whole, we don't really discuss the system that much on the show anymore. But man, they're like, I forget what it was called, but the smart delivery or whatever it was called when Series X first came out. My God, Switch 2 really needs that. Really needs that.
Well, that, and, like, that's so funny because, like, I remember being like, yeah, this is obvious. Like, if you buy this game and you put it into your Xbox Series X, like, why would it download the Series S version? That doesn't make any sense. But then, like, I was playing the PlayStation 5 at launch, and, like, I was inadvertently playing the PlayStation 4 version of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, or whatever that was. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, how, like, you know, this is the PlayStation 5. Why would you give me the PS4 version? And it's like, I thought it felt like in Mad Men when it's just like, it's toasted. It's like, yeah, but everyone does it. It's like, yeah, but you're the only one saying it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, but it actually works on Xbox. Like, why am I shitting on them now? If no one else can figure it out. But you're 100% right. It's so dumb.
It's a pain.
What I think I'm going to do is when I play Dragon Quest 3, I'll try it without the update, and then do the update and see what the difference is. And if I can't see a difference, then I'll just get the Switch version of 1 and 2. So, I mean, that's the issue that I have. I don't have an issue with game key cards. But I tell you what, it's nice just to have them digital instead of pulling out the cart and putting in a new one, right? It is nice just to go straight to your key card or whatever, your virtual key card, and then go ahead and launch it. So, but there's still a lot of people that collect,
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, I'll always collect the first party Nintendo for the most part, So, but yeah, I mean, I'm totally positive. We won't get anything next year will be a good year, I believe, but we're getting some good games this year. We're getting Kirby Air Riders, supposedly in Saudi Arabia. That's gotten the
saw that.
So that means it's done. Yeah, the ratings. So I just wish we knew more. So a lot of people, of course, are impatient and they want to know. They just spent damn near $600-700 on their system, so they want to know what's in store with these games like Metroid Prime 4. I'm in the camp that is coming out next year. I would not be surprised if they drop 2 and 3 for us, and they're gonna let it like that's in development hell. So that we don't know anything about. We know the window for Hyrule Warriors, so I'm fine because I'm thinking January. Oh,
December,
another thing.
January. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing. Did you see the update that Koei gave us on Origins, Dynasty Warriors Origins? They're going to, with the same engine, a DLC, they're going to remake one of their older legacy titles as DLC. Yes,
wow,
bro.
I didn't see that.
Is it Dynasty Warriors Gundam? Is that the one they're remaking?
That's exactly right, George.
So I don't want to.
I didn't see that. I need to go back and beat that game.
Oh, bro,
I got to beat it.
I got 170 hours in that this year. That's
damn.
That demo broke me. Like I felt like that "How do you do, fellow kids" meme. Where it's just like, wait, this is what you guys like? Like, what the fuck am I not getting? And then you told me you're like, oh, that's like way deep into the game. I'm like, is that why I couldn't beat it? I like just fundamentally misunderstood what I was supposed to be doing.
And knowing real quick, sorry. Knowing that both Fire Emblems run better even without a performance boost. Hyrule Warriors is gonna Age of Calamity is gonna run better. I think Definitive Edition of the first Hyrule Warriors runs well. So there's 4 right there that just by putting the game in, firing it up, it's gonna run better. I do wish Persona 5 Strikers had some type of update with it, but I have it on PS5, so I'll end up playing it on PS5. So
I really hope that Nintendo Switch 2 is super popular because, like, I gotta be honest, man. Like, the games I've seen, like, I know we say this every generation, but like just the way game funding and game development has just spiraled and ballooned out of control. Like, we need to really just like set a line in the sand. I'm looking at like at the third party thing they had the other day. I was like, wow, like FIFA looks really good, or Football Club, whatever they call it now. Like, this shit looks really good. Yeah, this Madden looks really good. What if we just said this is enough? Like, games are too expensive. People who make successful games go out of business. Like, we just need to be like, this is how good games are going to look for 5 to 6 years until technology catches up and we can do another leap. But I know that's not going to be the case. I know PlayStation 6 is going to come out and it's going to cost $800 fucking dollars or whatever, and the games are going to cost $100 each. Like, it's just going to be like this ridiculous arms race that like no one, frankly, really wants. An arms race that like no one can really afford. These games look gorgeous on Switch too, man. Like I am so impressed that this is a hybrid handheld console. Like I am frankly blown away. Like just seeing FIFA look that good. Because that's a hard game to really like pin down. Games like are going for realism and like didn't feel choppy, didn't feel framey. Like it was just like I was really impressed with that part. I'm not going to buy it because I don't give a shit about that game. But it looked phenomenal. And like that's with no art direction. So then like you see like these games that you guys are talking about, your Age of Hyrule or whatever, the Fire Emblem, whichever one is coming out this year. I don't follow those, I'm sorry. But like those games look stunning just because it's like, what if we gave a shit about how the people looked? What if we added some character? What if we added some style and personality to it? Like I think it's really exciting, but I'm like, yeah, this has got to be enough, man.
Yeah. There reaches a breaking point at some point. Like I don't know that I care. I mean, past PS5 specifically, I think that's like the most I could ever ask for. Like why do I need more than what the PS5 can do?
Right.
I mean, yeah, look, don't get me wrong. The Witcher 4 tech demo looks incredible, but do I want every game looking like that? Absolutely not. No way.
I mean, go back in time a little bit where Black Flag came out, after Assassin's Creed 3, and it wasn't that long. You know, there was a lot of issues with Assassin's Creed 3, but it seemed like they fixed it for Black Flag because it got like everyone loves that game for the most part, right? And it wasn't some long drawn out development cycle. It was just the next iteration, and they fixed what they had to fix. And they remastered it once for the PS4, but I want to get back to the PS3, early PS4 days where a game would release and then 3 or 4 years later we get the next one, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think those days are long gone. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, except for when it comes to indie games. But I will say even indie games now, not necessarily from like a budget standpoint, but from a timeline standpoint, you've got a lot of indie developers that are like 1, 2, 3 person teams, which is great. But it takes a long time for those people to make those games. Like I know the guy that made Stardew, his next game, I forget exactly. It's like the Chocolatier or something, the Haunted Chocolatier or something like that. It's his next game, and he's been working on it for like 7 or 8 years, and it's still like no timeline on when that's coming out.
He's a solo developer and like
absolutely.
Probably could have retired after Stardew
Absolutely.
Valley. Like
so
even I bought Stardew Valley earlier this year on my PlayStation Vita. Like that is how old that game is,
Yeah. No, it's definitely a different scenario, but I do wish and we talked about this so many times, but when it comes to like direct sequels to games, I just wish they weren't, 7, 8 years apart. But I just wanted to say quickly on Switch 2, I feel like we're in this really weird like time frame right now where like Donkey Kong is out, Mario Kart is out, and just like what else do we look forward to? I know we have all these games coming, but there's no dates on any of them except for Legends ZA, which frankly I'm personally not going to be buying. And then like the big games that we do have dates on, like the Kirby upgrade at the end of this month, and then the Mario Party.
$20 though.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. The Mario Party update just dropped, and apparently it's not very good. So we'll see. Like I'm hoping we get a direct soon. I know that's what everyone's waiting for, but I just would like some information.
Even a bunch of the third-party games. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really exciting that Star Wars Outlaws is coming to like a portable hybrid console. Game also came out fucking last year. Like it's also like this feels like Arkham City Armored Edition for 2025.
Dude, that footage does not look good either. When they showed that at that direct, I was like, "Ooh, man, we're already starting to see it a little bit here."
I don't even remember that part.
Yeah.
What about that Assassin's Creed that's in Iraq? Is that one coming out? The most recent one. What was it called?
So.
Assassin's Creed
Mirage.
Yeah, Mirage.
Man, that game fucking ripped. By the way, that was just like a classic 25-hour Assassin's Creed game. I don't know what to do because like that is what I want. That is a game I bought and supported, and apparently the market did not agree with me. But it's like I would much rather have this than like a 200-hour Assassin's Creed. Like Assassin's Creed Shadows, was that the feudal?
That's the newest one. Yeah,
like that looks rad, but like man, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to live in this world for the next 5 months of me playing games.
Yeah, we've already got JRPGs for that. We don't really need like Western RPGs to do that as well. So, Coach, I wanted to ask you what you thought of the screen, because I haven't heard a ton of people talking about this, and I don't know that even George and I talked about it when we had the last episode. Have you played handheld at all?
I have not. I have not played handheld at all. So, but I'm going to have to here pretty soon because I got to send my monitor back home. So I'll have about 2-3 weeks where I'll be handheld, and I don't get my my grip until like September timeframe, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it feels. I know you said you had some issues with it.
Yeah. I don't think it's terrible. Like, I've kind of come to terms with it. So for those that don't have a Switch 2, the problem the Switch 2 screen has, one is just it's a very low quality LCD. But if you remember back to the PSP and like the original model, you remember when there was like movement on the screen, you would see a little bit of ghosting behind the movement. It kind of has that same problem. It's not as pronounced as PSP because PSP was horrendous, the 1000 model when that dropped. But
this is also 20 years ago too, you know. So,
but you do see it. Like, I've been, and I didn't mention it because I haven't played a ton of it, but I've been playing Monster Hunter Stories 1 on handheld, and like when you're turning the camera, you can just see like the whole screen blurs. Like, it's really hard to see anything when you're in movement like that. So I was just curious if you had messed with it at all.
No,
I don't,
but you
I
know
don't
what?
think it's awful though. Like, it's playable.
Right. I'm gonna fire up tonight when I'm done meal prep, and I'm gonna fire up Stories, and I'll try it in handheld just to see.
Yeah,
you know. But that grip for the Switch 1 is, bro.
Yeah. So,
bro,
Coach is referencing the Satisfy grip, which is like kind of the most popular one, and they are making one for Switch 2, but they all got delayed because of some issues with like the production. So
I picked up the Zelda one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So they're not dropping for those that pre-ordered until like the first week of September. So I've been kind of holding out on that too. But
I need to go back and play like Link's Awakening again, but do it strictly when I get the grip, do it strictly in handheld mode. And then also Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah.
You know, those are like, to me, those are like games you want to play handheld. But I don't know. We'll see how that screen is.
Like I said, I don't think it's awful. It's just you can tell it's a little off. Like, especially when you're playing docked on a monitor or TV, and then going from that to handheld, you can definitely see it. You can see like the movement issues. But yeah. George, Battlefield 6.
I haven't played any handheld. Just sorry to put a bow on that. One last hypothetical question before I do push us into Battlefield 6 territory. So when the Switch came out, just like, oh, it has to be a handheld, it has to be a handheld, it has to be a handheld. And then we got the Switch Lite, which was just like, yeah, fuck this, man. We're not doing a home console. That's ridiculous. Like, this is gonna be the to go. Could you see a world where they do make a Switch 2 that's just a home console?
That would be interesting. I don't know. It would be a very niche product, I think. The
more niche
like
than
the PlayStation
more niche.
TV.
Yeah. More
Vita
niche than
TV or whatever they call it.
Yeah. More niche than just like the handheld only version.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Because I think the Switch works so well, honestly, primarily because it's handheld, not necessarily because it can be docked. I think that the handheld nature of it makes it more interesting for families and kids specifically.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know.
Also,
That would be interesting.
Also partners too. Like like Andie games, like you don't really have to deal with. Like Aaliyah doesn't give a shit about games. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
But the fact that like I was able to just like plop down on the couch next to her and just like play through something while, you know, she was watching movies or whatever, and like I could just like hang out with the dogs and not be distracted. Like it was really nice and really cool. But also, like, I don't really have any interest in playing this thing as a handheld too much, you know, just because I don't know, like I've got the greatest controller that's ever lived. So like, why would I play video games with anything else? See, the only other major piece of, I think, gaming that we really want to talk about is the return of Battlefield. Battlefield 2042 came out in 2021 to, I want to say mixed reviews, but that would be pretty generous. People just dogged on that game. And, like, I think it was a PlayStation Plus game, I want to say. Or, like, I think I bought it for, like, $10 on clearance at Best Buy. Like, they were just, like, basically giving that game away. I found a lot to like in it. Because I did not pay full price for it. And no one else cared, thought it kind of killed the franchise. And then we got this reveal announcement for Battlefield 6. And holy shit, Return of the King, man. This looks phenomenal. Austin, you watched the event. Coach, you did not watch the event?
No.
All right, well, I'm going to kick it to Austin. Austin, what did you think of the reveal of Battlefield 6?
I'm like really trying to be like hold back my hopes, but man, it looks so good. It looks so good. And you know, to go back to way earlier in the podcast, really the last one I actively played was 1 because 5 came out, and while I heard 5 was fine, I heard there were some changes and things that, you know, longtime fans didn't like, so I frankly just never touched it. And then of course
it felt really stripped down, which was
Yeah.
like weird. Yeah.
Of course, 2042 dropped, but I think I am going to try 2042 soon because I just looked it up and it's like $6 on PC. So I'll probably just get it and try it. But it's been a long time. I mean, 1 was 2016, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yes.
it's been almost
Yeah.
10 years since I last played Battlefield. And like there was a period of time between Bad Company 1 and Battlefield 1. Every single game that dropped between that time frame for me, I absolutely adored. Like I played the living hell out of all of those games, except for Hardline. Hardline was the only one that I just kind of touched a little bit. But 3, I've literally played like hundreds of hours of. Same with 4, same with 1, and of course Bad Company 2 as well. But man, seeing this footage like really just took me back to 3 specifically. You know, 4 was just an upgrade of 3 essentially, and I love 4 as well, but 3 specifically I have really fond memories of. And they've done so much here to make it at least visually look from a third party perspective like those games, and I am very hopeful. I hope that they've learned from 2042 and from 5. And I know they've had all this extensive like alpha testing this past year with people in the Battlefield community, and there's been a lot of you know, changes made based off of those comments from the alpha. From my understanding, they were actually going to once again remove the class system, but then people complained so much during the alpha that they decided they were going to completely change it and bring back classes, which is crazy. So
Yeah, especially like I don't understand that considering every other popular shooter game doesn't have classes. So it's like,
yeah.
isn't doing classes like the cool thing to do because
Yeah.
no one's doing it?
Yeah.
And
So I don't know, man. It looks so good. The destruction looks nuts. That you can, you know, this really goes back to 3 and 4, but really Bad Company. You can destroy full buildings again. You can bring them down literally from to the ground, like not just necessarily destroy a wall. You can literally demolish an entire building. I saw something about tanks now are going to be able to like drive and destroy things that they're driving into, which is awesome. So I'm trying not to be too hopeful about it because anything could go wrong. But man, it looks good.
I'm pissed at how good it looked because I was planning on having like a pretty modest fall. You know, later this month we get the Gears of War collection on PlayStation 5. I'm so excited for Gears of War collection. Sorry, Gears of War 1 remastered for PlayStation 5. I think that's the 26th. And then Ghosts of Yotei. And then, like, you guys are right. Like, we don't know what the fuck is happening with Nintendo outside of Pokemon. So, like, I was like, oh, damn, like, I just got 2 games to buy for the rest of the year. Like, oh, man, my wallet's going to love me. And then this event came out. And, man, I'm kind of pissed at Call of Duty because, like, 3 years ago, I was having so much fun playing Call of Duty. Like, Call of Duty, whichever, like, Vanguard, I think, was, like, the last, like, World War II one. That campaign was dumb, but, like, that multiplayer was super fun, you know? And it's just progressively gotten dumber, like, which sucks to say because, like, I think the gameplay is still pretty great. I don't play a lot of Warzones. Like, that's not a meta that I'm super familiar with. But, like, man, it sucks like getting your shit rocked by Cody Rhodes. You know, like it sucked. Like I wanted to buy the Gundam skins, and then I saw that they were like $24 each. I'm like, oh, so to get all 3 of the skins available for Gundam, like it's going to cost as much as the game. I'm like, no, fuck you. Like you guys are so greedy. Like this shit should be $5 if that. And then like Rick and Morty, Seth Rogen, all this stuff is coming, and it's just like really changing my perception of Call of Duty, where it just seems like it's running to the bottom in a way that's like, oh, you're trying to be Fortnite in a way, but it's like Fortnite is like abhorrent to me. Like Fortnite is like the gross commercialization of culture in a way that like I kind of find offensive, to be honest. Where I'm like, oh cool, it's Sabrina Carpenter fighting Goku, fighting Darth Vader, who like they used AI lines and got him to say horrendous shit. I'm just like, none of this is good. This is like literally just AI slop that I just don't want to deal with. And Call of Duty's doing it, and Battlefield comes out and is like taking it seriously in a way that I'm standing up in my chair. You know, I'm sitting up, I'm like, you have my attention for like a legitimate squad-based action fucking parade. Like I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think for me, I feel a little differently about Fortnite. I don't disagree with you that like there's a lot of consumerism to that game, but I think it at least in a way works for that game because that's how it's been from the start. But like Call of Duty, you know, before Black Ops 6, the last one I had really played was Black Ops 3. So there was significant time between me playing those games and then suddenly going into Black Ops 6. Even at launch, they had all these crazy skins of like people that were skeletons and like all this just crazy stuff that you wouldn't have seen in really any game, but certainly not a Call of Duty game 10 to 15 years ago. So I do agree with you. That really rubbed me the wrong way. But I know they've already come out with Battlefield and like the producers saying like, no, this is a serious military shooter. Like we're not doing that. I hope they stick to that. But I find it really exciting. Coach, I know you're not really a multiplayer shooter guy, but the thing about Battlefield that works so well is it's very tactical and you can work as a group together in these huge landscapes. If we play this game, would you jump in with us? Would you be our spotter? Would you be our sniper?
Yes. Hell yeah. I'm always down for that. Yeah.
If it's good, I should say if it reviews poorly, good, I'm not grabbing it. But
I saw your trepidation, Austin, where you're like, I want to be excited about this game, but EA has just burned all of my trust and goodwill over the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I do really understand that, but like I also think that like I think I trust EA more than Ubisoft at this point in time.
I agree.
You know? And like I think I trust them more than Activision at this point in time. So I don't know, man. Like everything I used to love about gaming is like slowly become eroded. And it's just like there's little snippets like this where I'm just like, oh shit, are we back? Because it feels like we're back. And that event really made me feel good in a way that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of the coverage, like people playing it. I watch GameSpot's like preview and IGN's preview, and then one of my favorite YouTubers from back in the day. I don't really watch him anymore, but Stone Mountain 64 was this shooter YouTube channel that was like really popular when Battlefield 3 and 4 were out, and he posted so much footage of the game because he was one of the people that was at the reveal event, and it just looks really, really good, and I hope it stays that way. So we'll see. But I think I mentioned this before we started streaming, but I've really been in this mood for a shooter recently. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had a game like this. Everything is battle royale now, and Call of Duty is still around, but as we've already mentioned, it's not what it was. It's really been a long time since we've had just like a good kind of tactical, large Battlefield type shooter.
Well, that and like certain modes have just taken over the industry, and it's like I don't like extraction shooters. Like the closest extraction shooter I'll play is Helldivers. Like that's third person. That's a little different. That's Starship Troopers, the video game. But like no man, like just the stress of like going in, getting loot, getting out. I'm just like, oh no, like I actually play to unwind. That's not why I want to do this, And this, just looks like let's get 64 players and make them beat the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm. And they have confirmed it is crossplay, so which is good because of course I'll play it on PC, and we can. If I'm sure you'll be on console, George, but we can definitely play that way, which will be great. And I know they did tease a battle royale mode, which I'm not really interested in, but I guess it's something for those that care. So.
I mean, that is like Warzone is like the most popular version of Call of Duty, I think now. And like, granted, it's like free to play. I'm pretty sure, but like you might need a disc to boot into. I don't know the exact details because I don't play it, but my friends do every Tuesday night and leave me behind, which is fine because I need trophies. But I feel like you have to do that just to check the box the same way that like BioShock 2 had a multiplayer mode, where it's just like fuck, like we just need to be able to put this on the box. So I get it. I'm not playing that, man. I'm playing squads all fucking day or operations. Please God, bring back operations. That was so good.
So Seth said in the chat, Titanfall 3 is going to stealth drop a week after, and then EA is going to blame people for not buying it.
Do you think that would be sick? I would murder for a Titanfall.
Hey, it happened once. I guess it wasn't a stealth drop, but it happened already, so they could do it again.
I'm just gonna replay Titanfall 2. When was the last time you guys played the Titanfall 2 campaign?
Been a long time.
Coach, have you ever played Titanfall 2?
No,
dude,
I haven't.
Dude,
I haven't though.
You would love that game,
Coach. It is like a 5 to 6 hour long campaign. It is,
and it's
short
perfection.
as hell. Yeah, it is probably like my favorite shooter story of at least the 2010s, if not like the century. But like the people who loved it the most were like comparing it to like Half-Life 2, just being like, "Holy shit, what a game!" So like I cannot recommend that one enough.
It's so good. When we used to do R&M and we would stream like the charity streams, the Extra Life streams every year, that was one of the ones I did one year. Was I did like 12 hours straight of playing that game. And that was when I got the platinum, was streaming it for Extra Life. So I think I played through the campaign twice in one stream. And
wait, you got the platinum trophy in that game?
Mm-hmm.
You did the training thing?
Oh, yes, I did.
How the fuck did you do that?
Yes, I did. George, I was really good at that game. I played so much of that multiplayer.
I played so much of that multiplayer too. I never fucking got close to, like, for those listening, relatively straightforward, easy platinum trophy for Battlefield, for Titanfall 2, except the training course. Trophy. Except for one trophy where you have to like beat a certain time on a training course, and it's like preposterous. Like I know it can be done because I've seen it done. I've watched videos on it being done, but like these people were like using grenades to like help them build momentum. Like they were throwing them 5 seconds before they're going to run by it to like use the acceleration from running past their grenade to like slide in and then do like a fucking roll or whatever, jump up, do like wall jumps, and do like, it just seems like impossible. I cannot believe. I'm so impressed right now.
Yeah,
that
you had to really work at it. So I definitely followed a guide. I definitely did not just do it without a guide. I think I used like power picks or something. And I'm trying to remember. I don't actually think it took me that long. I think it maybe took an hour or an hour and a half. Which, I mean, I guess is a lot when you consider the course is like 2 minutes long. But it was just me doing it over and over and over and over again, like perfecting it every single time. And eventually I think
17-year-old Austin over here.
Yeah. I was very skilled at that game.
I remember the first Titanfall, there was a little controversy because it didn't have a single player campaign.
Yeah.
Right?
Coach, it seriously cannot recommend that campaign enough. It's sick.
It's really, really good.
Well, I finished my 2 beers, and by my clock, I think that means the podcast is just about wrapped. Austin, any closing thoughts before we send our listeners back to their frame skip less life?
I don't think so. Yeah, I guess just a reminder that whatever you hear in this outro is actually wrong when it says something about Tuesday or Wednesday streaming, because we're going to change that moving forward. But yeah, I think that's kind of it.
Okay. Coach, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, tonight I'm going to pray to the God of nature so that we could get some rain out here in Cuba, because this shit is horrible. It's so brown. It's ugly. We haven't had rain in ages. And this is a tropical environment. Like, this is tropical. It's supposed to be green and mosquitoes everywhere, so there's mosquitoes everywhere. It's just, Yeah. So.
All right. Well, I will help pray to the rain gods along with you.
All right.
Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, boys. Enjoy next week, and we'll be back in your ear holes on Frameskip next week. Can't wait to talk to you guys again. This was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. There's some good energy here on a Sunday. All right.
Hell yeah. No Sunday scaries here. Not yet.
Nope.
That's for later. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Smoochies.
Yeah, don't forget you can find the show on social media at frameskippod. That's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also follow us each individually on Twitter. George is at Shortbox Summary, Seth is at Seth the 90s Kid, and I, Austin Eller, am at Austin J. Eller on Twitter. If you've got a question, comment, or topic you'd like to hear discussed on the next episode of Frameskip, you can do so by submitting it to us on social media. Email us at frameskippodcast@gmail.com or visit bit.ly/frameskipq. That's bit.ly/frameskipq. The show is typically live on YouTube every week, either on Tuesday or Wednesday. You can find our YouTube channel at bit.ly/frameskiplive. Don't forget to subscribe and be notified when we do go live, typically at about 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.